you ever noticed that after a really bad storm, some buildings appear to be fine, standing almost unscathed, and yet right next door, the very next building, a pile of rubble? You might think some homes or buildings are just lucky, but there are other forces at work. A storm, like a hurricane for example, isn't radically different 12 feet away. What's happening is building codes are at work.
There are a number of things that have occurred over years such that we've learned from electrical hazards and fire hazards and from windstorms and seismic events and just general things of just walking through the building, whether the stairs are properly designed, whether the guardrails are properly designed to prevent a child from falling off a balcony or to prevent the porch from falling off the house or the balcony from falling.
A building code is a set of building rules that specify a minimum acceptable level of safety to protect public health, safety, and general welfare. Building safety and fire prevention codes create consistently engineered quality that's built into a structure. They are man's summation of countless years of valuable building experiences, combining engineering, design, and construction as they merge with reality. Building codes are extremely valuable to a homeowner, usually taken completely for granted until something goes wrong.
Unfortunately, I think we take an awful lot for granted in this country when it comes to buildings and the built environment and safety. In Southern California, there was an earthquake, a 6.5 earthquake, that 2 people lost their lives. Over 500 buildings were damaged, and it was just a few weeks later, the day after Christmas, in the ancient city of Bam, Iran, there was a 6.6 earthquake, and 30,000 people perished that day. 40-some thousand people were injured, and 75% of the buildings in that city were destroyed. That's the difference. And that's why building codes are so important to making sure that people in our country can live in a safe built environment.
This flaming inferno could kill many people trapped inside. Highly trained firefighters attempt to rescue them, but at some point the entire structure could collapse, destroying everything. The fire chief makes the agonizing decision when to withdraw his men. If he calls them out too early, more victims who could have been saved may die. If he calls his men out too late, they themselves may perish. These are excruciating decisions, but it's the codes that help the fire chief make the decision.
One of the aspects of codes is that we have building codes to keep a structure sound so that the people that are inside those buildings can escape. History has shown through the spread of fire and smoke and other incidences, certain laws need to be enacted to keep the building safe until people can get out. The difficulty is, though, that fire has been burning for a while, that disaster has caused damage to it. And then the firefighters come in, and they need to make sure that everybody's out of the structure, but then they need to go in to deal with the danger at hand. And that's really the importance of that long-term effect that building codes, fire codes have, being in place for that structure stability.
To a kid, this isn't a railing, it's a climbing challenge.
And the code official sees to that application of the code to prevent these kinds of dangers and hazards from occurring in everyday life.
Codes save lives. Codes also save money by creating stronger, safer buildings and homes. Code officials represent a free source of valuable information. They're full of experience, advice, and alternatives. They protect public safety, and they're good people to have around during construction.